what happens if the reality is not what you had dreamed of? Family burnout is a real thing. Whether your kids are having specific issues, I've worked with women who children have autism on very different spectrum. Some are hospitalized, some are super healthy but very demanding, and you have to cope with your career, family expectations, wanting to be the best mother possible. We see now everywhere positive parenting, and I can see on social media there are now lots of songs about how difficult motherhood can be, how difficult it is to always be on top of things, to have this mental load. But it is a real thing, family sometimes can burn you out. No one is really willing to admit that sometimes they regret having children. I hear it. In therapy sessions, I hear a lot of women saying, it's difficult for me to admit this or to say this, but I regret having this second child or third child or a child at all. That we pushed so hard. I had this image of what family was, and, postpartum depression, or life just got different. The marriage broke because of the pregnancy, or there could be so many things that made the reality of having children way more difficult than what it is. Sometimes you will have people who will tell you, well, hey, it was your choice, right? You wanted to have kids, or you wanted to have that many kids. But still, it's difficult, despite what you wanted and what your desire was, what your intention was. The reality is that it's difficult to live with. So how do you take it from there? How do you cope with the reality that might be difficult? So the first thing is get some help. However difficult that may be, you need a support system. Whether it is friends, therapists, circles of people who are experiencing the same things as you, doctors, books, and take time for yourself. It is extremely important to be able to disconnect from the family. Yes, I understand you must be convinced that if you're not around, things will not work out. That your child is going to go crazy because you're not around and he's not used to it, or they are not used to it, or that you will be a bad mom if you decide to take a week for yourself, or maybe you don't have the finances, the resources to be able to do something for you. But let me tell you, there will be a time when you will need it. You will have no choice. You don't have any money, it's okay. Go and sleep at a friend's house for a week just to, I don't know, drink a glass of wine, do nothing, watch TV, binge eat, whatever it is. That's not going to cost you much. You need to have somewhere to go to. It could be a friend, it could be renting out an Airbnb, it could be going to the hotel, going to your parents. Go somewhere where you know that you can be yourself. You won't have to put on a show, and you can do whatever you want. If you want to stay in pajamas all day long, well, this is what you want to do. If you want to go to an island and go under the sun, and it's something that you could do with your partner, but I know sometimes it's not easy. It's difficult to find someone to keep the kids, or someone that you trust, or someone that knows how to handle your child if he or she needs specific care. So consider going on your own. Whether it's a holiday on an island, you still deserve it. It is still okay for you to go somewhere on your own and disconnect from the family. You are not abandoning them. You are not running away. You are only taking a little moment to fill up your cup, to fill up your own energy, so that when you come back, you have it. Regarding the duration of that little me time, it has to be more than 4 to 5 days. because there's a process that happens when you take some time off. The first 1 or 2 days, you could have issues sleeping, missing them too much, feeling uncomfortable being on your own with your own thoughts and being by yourself. Feeling lonely, depressed, crying, I don't know, maybe something needs to come out. So the first 2 days, they could be ecstatic or they could be a bit difficult. Then come day 3 and 4, where you start really enjoying, finding your comfort. Maybe you decide that it's okay to go out a little bit. You want to go shopping, or you want to go sightseeing, or you want to do something, and that's really good. If you go back straight on day 4, you're not completely resourced. You haven't gotten back your level of energy. So you've reached that level where that's it. You're back to being yourself. You're not a mom anymore. You're not a partner. You're not a wife. You're just you. And then day 5, 6, and 7 are the one where you start to truly rest, to truly bring in back that energy. And you will start noticing that the mental load goes out because you're not running around. You're not rushing, looking at the time all the time. You're not trying to fulfill the expectations of maybe a boss or maybe your partner or the kids. You're just living for you. So that's what I would like to say is find a support system. Find someone that you can talk to honestly about, your reality, whatever it is. And try to find and take time for yourself. The self-care is also very important, provided it's not something that you're adding to your list. It's not something that you're rushing and trying to fit into grocery shopping and taking the kids to a doctor's appointment or something. Let me see. For those of you who are on a fertility quest, it is the same thing. Trying to build your family can lead you to burnout emotionally, burnout physically, burnout your relationship. The family that you are, just you and your partner, is something. And sometimes the process of creating the family can make it really difficult. So it's okay to take a step back, to try and have some fun, because the process that you're into is emotionally draining, and it kills the fun, it kills the excitement, even the libido, because you're having sex on dedicated schedules, so all the magic is gone. So try to take a minute to live joyfully, just the two of you, or the family that you are with the kids that you have at the moment. Try to bring in back some joy, because the frustrations are kicking in and they are destroying everything. The stress, the expectations, the disappointments, the sadness, your hormones also are going up and down. So give yourself a minute. You deserve to be happy. And even if happiness means that you're not going to have that other kid right now, then maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's okay this way. Maybe the lesson is, how can I be fulfilled and happy? Or how can I give my love? Because what is motherhood after all? It's giving, right? If you think about it, what I was just discussing now, the reality versus the dream, is that we are not told exactly what motherhood is or what parenthood is and how much giving it is. And that's why if you're giving nonstop, you have to be able to receive on another end. So take some time to think about that. Is how can I be happy? What is motherhood really? Is motherhood, giving birth, which is a big thing, or is it being a guide to some individuals that you want to grow with and educate? There's so many different ways of providing and giving and building a family. So if you're not having that happiness, try to find alternatives. Try to find ways. I know that a lot of you will say, yes, but I can, but I don't have enough holidays at the moment. I can, but like I said earlier, I don't have the money. Trust me, if you're going to break down and it's going to destroy so many things that you've built, you do want to take a little bit of time to take care of yourself so that you don't reach that breaking point. So if you want some tools, if you want to discuss it with me, write me a message. We can even create a group. I do a lot of Zoom groups occasionally or sometimes dedicated to specific subjects. So if it's something that you're interested in and you'd like to know more, please message me. Be joyful, be serene, and be you. Take care. See you soon.